that one's not wanting to come out of there. We'll go ahead and continue with this. Take these out. Sometimes a pair of pliers you can get on the head of that.
Bar? Could you spin that bar maybe?
That might help a little bit to break it loose. Yeah, there's all different kind of tricks. Maybe some PV Blaster or WD-40 on there, just to get a little bit of that lube in there. These little screws here, you can get also from Vintage Trailer. The screws, they're not very expensive. They got these little split nuts here, and the screws. I think they sell them by package of 100 of them, for a couple bucks. It's not real expensive. And these things just come out, and there's really there's not a left or a right on these, so it really doesn't matter on those pieces there.
The only part that really matters is that middle bar where you want the thing.
Yeah,
for
the middle
slide
bar,
at the
you
top.
want that this wide part to be at the top.
Okay.
All the time. Yeah, sometimes just being able to move it a little bit, that helps it enough to get it loosened up. This one has broken glass in it, so it's a little bit. But one of the biggest things, like I said, people say, what can I do to lessen the cost of my rebuild of my trailer? And believe me, these things take a lot of time. We get hours and hours of labor in these, and and it's something really that you can do. It's not rocket science or anything, but you can really keep your costs down at your rebuild.
If you do your own windows.
What's that?
If you do your own windows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you do your own windows, that'll keep your costs down.
Do you know if Ciro made his own windows, or if he had a subcontractor do it?
I'm sorry?
Do you know if Ciro made his own windows, or if he had a
No,
subcontractor?
these windows are called a HERR, H-E-R-R window. There's numbers. I think they're stamped on them somewhere. It'll say HERR on there, around the edge somewhere. But,
so he bought them from a subcontractor
then? Yeah, he bought them from HERR.
Yeah, that was a pretty standard. A lot of trailers use that same window.
Yep.
Yeah. Now these gaskets are so dried out and hard and brittle.
Not the vintage style ones, unless
Well,
you
I don't know
buy.
if they still made that style.
Yeah, no, I don't. They don't make that style.
No, not anymore. These are the older. I don't know what year they switched to you, Nancy.
Well, Ciro switched to the different style window in '69, the square ones like that over there.
It's hard to tell because they mismatch parts so much, But this outer gasket, again, they sell that from Vintage Trailers. I don't know if I don't think I brought any. I've got some pieces of it here. But the new stuff, it's so hard and brittle, and they shrink up, so you got these big gaps in there. So they do sell this stuff. So now your window's all apart, now you can clean everything up real nice. You can take and shine these up. One little trick that I do with these pieces, this is what holds the glass in. I'll take them, lay them down, and I just take a rubber hammer and I lightly hit it like 4 or 5 places, not real hard. What it does is flattens that out, and when you put it back together, it puts more pressure on the glass and gives you a better seal around this outside seal. It just pushes in a little bit more on it. The glass, a lot of people use safety glass and stuff. This is regular window glass. I go to a glass shop and put regular glass in it. Some people like safety glass, which is good. It's like $4 for a whole new piece of glass to replace the window, so not that expensive. then after we got it all apart, now we can clean all these parts. We get everything shined up. Everything looks really great. Kind of like this, only shinier. Like I said, I didn't spend a whole lot of time cleaning this up. Maybe a half an hour cleaning this window up. But give you a chance to spray this nice and silver, and everything's nice and shiny. You can take and use polishing, aluminum polish on it. This is Nuvite that they sell. A lot of the Airstream guys use Nuvite to shine up their trailers, and I use this stuff. Different grades of it. You can get Mother's mag and aluminum polish. It works good too, just as good. And so now your windows ready to assemble, and I assemble them in two separate parts. You know, I'll take my window, and I don't have a piece of glass. The glass was out of this one. Lay my piece of glass in here, and then I just take my pieces, like I said, and I'll take just hit these a couple times, and then what it does, this will actually it'll be straighter, and it'll push on that glass more and push it against your gasket. I put the glass in, and then I put all my aluminum pieces in, okay, like so, and my center bar. I don't know if I have the center bar out of this window or not. It's the same size. Just make sure that the your wide end is at your top where this is, okay? And what I do is I just kind of put all my nuts and everything in here, you know. Replace these, put these in the hold. I don't tighten anything up. And these screws here, your Phillips screws in here for the center bar, I get them started, and then I flip it over. Like I said, this is the way I do it. That doesn't mean you can do it all different ways. Then I start with my gasket to put my gasket in, and this gasket just fits right around here, and it's very pliable. It'll go right around the curves real nice.
And you put you have the glass sitting in there before
yeah,
you put the gasket
glass in first. Some people put it in this way. You could do it. It doesn't matter. You know, you can do it any way you want to.
And are you putting that where the seam is going to be at the top or the bottom?
Well, you know, I see them sometimes at the top. I see them sometimes at the bottom. There's pros and cons. Sometimes I'll put the seam up at the top, and simply because all of these windows have the little rain gutters on. So that's kind of, seam is protected by the rain gutter. Down here, water runs there. You know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. I don't know whether it really makes any difference at all, but
you could take where the seam is, where the butt is, you could take a little RTV and
yeah,
put that in there.
I use this, Dawn. I use this. This is the best stuff if you want to seal a trailer. Pro Temp 635. It's a polyurethane sealant, and this stuff stays like rubber. It's, you know, if I was to squirt that, I was going to do it and I forgot about it. Squirt a piece out on a piece of plywood and leave it dry, and it's like a rubber band. You know, it stays really elastic. They've used it in the trailer industry for years. It used to be called Volcom. Now changed it to Pro Temp. Vintage sells this also. I think it's about $8 a tube.
Tom, is that paintable?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a paintable sealant. But it's really